Greetings everyone and welcome to Finanzas Perseverantes. This is a space where we strive to unravel the complexities of personal finance, transforming them into simple, practical strategies that you can apply in your everyday life. Our aim is to empower you with knowledge and understanding to help you make informed decisions that can significantly improve your financial health and stability. Today we'll be exploring a fascinating concept known as the Pareto Law, a principle that can be applied in a multitude of areas, including personal finance. We'll delve into what this law is, how it relates to your personal finances, and how you can harness its power to better manage your money. We'll also clear up any confusion between the Pareto Law and the 80-20 rule, often mistaken to be the same. Stay tuned for the entirety of this video as we delve into the exciting world of the Pareto Law and its application in personal finance. To kick things off, we first need to understand what the Pareto Law is. So let's dive in, shall we? The Pareto Law, or the Pareto Principle as it's often referred to, is named after Vilfredo Pareto, an Italian economist, who first noticed this pattern in the late 19th century. He observed that approximately 80% of the land in Italy was owned by just 20% of the population. This observation led to the formulation of the Pareto Law, which suggests that, for many events, roughly 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. This principle is not confined to economics or land ownership. It's a concept that we can see applied in many areas of life and fields of study. It's used in business, where it's often found that 80% of a company's profits come from 20% of its customers. It's used in software development, where it's observed that 80% of errors and crashes are caused by 20% of the bugs. It's used in health and safety, where it's found that 80% of accidents are caused by 20% of hazards. The list goes on, but what makes this principle so powerful and widely used is its simplicity and universality. The Pareto Law is all about identifying the vital few from the trivial many. It's about understanding that not all inputs have the same level of output, and that by focusing on the most impactful parts, we can achieve the greatest results. Perhaps you've heard of this principle in another form, the 80-20 rule. That's right, they're the same thing. The 80-20 rule is just a common name for the Pareto Law, highlighting the ratio that Pareto observed. But remember, these numbers don't have to add up to 100, and they don't have to be exact. The key takeaway is the idea of imbalance. A small number of causes often lead to a large portion of the effects. Now that you have an understanding of the Pareto Law, let's explore how it applies to personal finance. The application of the Pareto Law in personal finance can be a game changer. Let's dive in. Imagine your personal finances as a pie, divided into 3 slices: essentials, necessary, and superfluous. The Pareto Law can guide your decision-making to manage these slices for a healthier financial state. Let's start with essentials. These are costs that keep you alive and functioning, like food, shelter, and healthcare. They form the largest slice of the pie, often accounting for around 80% of your total expenses. It's important to be mindful of these costs, but cutting them drastically may not be feasible or healthy. Next, we have the necessary expenses. These are costs that, while not essential to survival, significantly improve your quality of life. Think of things like education, a reliable car, or your internet subscription. Typically, these take up about 20% of your total expenses. Finally, the smallest slice of the pie is the superfluous expenses. These are the luxuries, the non-essential items that you enjoy but could live without. This is where the Pareto Law really shines. By focusing on this slice, you can make significant changes to your financial health. You see, according to the Pareto Law, approximately 80% of your financial results come from 20% of your actions. In this case, the 20% refers to your control over superfluous expenses. By scrutinizing this slice and making mindful choices, you can drastically improve your financial situation without compromising your essential and necessary expenses. This might mean cutting back on luxury purchases, dining out less frequently, or rethinking that expensive vacation. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate all enjoyment from life, but to make strategic choices that yield the greatest financial benefit. By applying the Pareto Law, you can prioritize your expenses, manage your money more effectively, and ultimately, achieve better financial health. It's about understanding where your money goes, making conscious decisions, and focusing your efforts where they will have the most impact. But wait, there's more to the Pareto Law than just the 80-20 rule. It's easy to confuse the 80-20 rule with the Pareto Law, but they are not the same. Both principles share a common origin in the observations of Vilfredo Pareto, an Italian economist, who noticed that approximately 80% of the land in Italy was owned by 20% of the population. This led to the formulation of the Pareto Law and the 80-20 rule, both of which have found applications in various fields, but they are not interchangeable. The Pareto Law, or Pareto Principle, as it is commonly known, is a theory that suggests that 20% of causes are responsible for 80% of effects. This principle is often used in business management, where it's seen that roughly 20% of customers contribute to 80% of the profits. It's a principle of imbalance, highlighting the disproportionate relationship between inputs and outputs. On the other hand, the 80-20 rule is a heuristic or rule of thumb that suggests that in many situations, 80% of outcomes can be attributed to just 20% of causes. What sets the 80-20 rule apart is its broad application across numerous domains, from time management to personal finance. In the context of personal finance, the 80-20 rule can be interpreted as an approach to focus your financial efforts. For instance, it might mean that 20% of your financial habits contribute to 80% of your financial health. So, by identifying and focusing on that crucial 20%, you can make substantial improvements to your financial situation. However, the Pareto Law in personal finance is more about recognizing the imbalances in your financial life. For instance, you might find that 20% of your purchases account for 80% of your total spending. By identifying these high-impact areas, you can make strategic decisions to optimize your financial health. So, while both the 80-20 rule and the Pareto Law encourage focus on the most impactful areas, their applications can vary. The 80-20 rule guides focus and effort, while the Pareto Law facilitates strategic decision-making based on imbalance. With these insights, you are now equipped to apply the Pareto Law in your financial journey. If you're finding this material helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it, and don't forget to subscribe and activate the notification bell to keep receiving similar content. You see, our mission here at Finanzas Perseverantes is to empower you with insightful financial knowledge. By engaging with us, you're not only enhancing your own financial literacy, but also helping others discover the power of understanding the Pareto Law and its applications in personal finance. We are immensely grateful for your time and attention. It's your curiosity and dedication to learning that makes this all worthwhile. Our journey together is about more than just finance. It's about cultivating a mindset of perseverance and resilience in the face of financial challenges. Thank you for allowing us into your homes, workplaces, or study centers. It's an honor to share this space with you. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.